The people in the house think that Shagen calling Ali a wolf and a red witch is harsh. Thank fuck they're not watching these videos, they'd really have something to be offended about. So a lot happened in tonight's show, and in my video about yesterday's episode, I was saying that Ali is a shitebag because when she was telling Marello and Khalid why they were up, she said that it was because she thought that they could handle it. But somebody pointed out in my comments it was actually Dean that said that, so I do apologise, and I actually do think that Dean is throwing her under the bus, and now he's starting to play the victim, and he's like, oh, I can't be fucked with, like I could just walk out. Okay, bye then. Goodbye. Like, I really liked Dean, and even though I don't like Ali, I do think that he's throwing her under the bus, and he's not batting her up, but at the same time, she's going to everybody behind his back and saying, oh, I feel like he's letting me take the fall for it, and I think he's a nice guy. She's got no problems speaking to Khalid about how she's feeling, so why is she not saying anything to him? Big Brother gathered the housemates in the living area to tell them about the rule breaks once again. They're getting used to this by now. And when Big Brother was repeating what Shagen, Hannah and Khalid were saying, Hannah had an outburst. And some people in the late live show were saying, oh, maybe she was embarrassed and it was like a backlash type thing. Aye, okay, maybe she was embarrassed. But when she says, oh, I meant it, I'd say it again, I said it with my chest. And then when Lily went into the diary room and she was like, well, she didn't really say it with her chest because she's only saying that because she got caught. But she wouldn't have went up to Ali and said that. And I actually do agree with that. I seen the clip of Hannah saying this to Big Brother on Late and Live yesterday. And I was like, yes, Hannah, stick up for yourself. Love it, right? And I'm all about people standing up for themselves and taking responsibility for their actions and being honest about what they've said. But what I didn't like is when Big Brother told her to stop and she was like, no, you listen too, babes. Who the fuck is she talking to, right? Like, nobody speaks to Big Brother like that. That should be instant eviction. And I know it seems harsh, but it's like, you're in the show, you've signed all these contracts, you've agreed to not break any rules, and then you're getting Big Brother back chat. And I'm somebody who's got a problem with authority, right? And I really don't like being told what to do. But don't fuck with Big Brother. She should have been evicted on the spot. That being said, when she was talking to people tonight about unconscious bias and how when men have things said about them or if they're being attacked, it's just like, oh, he's a man, he'll get over it. But women get coddled, and I totally agree. I'm all about equality for all. This is why I was so annoyed at Ali for saying that men should have a curfew when she's claiming to be a feminist. I'm about equality for all genders, race, like everybody. Everybody's equal to me. And I'm always saying this, like, women think that they can say things and do things and they're just going to get away with it because they're women. But if a man does it, he gets attacked. Or if a man's feelings are hurt, it's like, oh, he doesn't feel anything, it's fine, he'll get over it. So I'm totally agreeing with what she's saying. So as Big Brother's pathetic punishment, he's told all the housemates that they've to only eat porridge. And Lily's got the audacity to go into the diary room and say, oh, I haven't done anything, why am I being punished? Makes a change for her not breaking the rules. Now, I must admit I love porridge, but I can't eat anything without salt, so I would struggle. But at the end of the day, at least they've got something to eat. Hannah was in the diary room and she was like, you can't just make us eat porridge, I'll be gagging. Like, I can't eat it, that's like famine, I'm going to starve myself. And Big Brother says, oh, it's suitable food, like you can eat it. And then she's like, I'll just end up starving. Right, well, okay, that's your choice. Carry on. Big Brother brought Sarah into the diary room and asked if there was any food left in the house. And she said no. But obviously she was caught because there's cameras everywhere. And Big Brother knew that she had hid sugar. Now, is it just me? Or should there be a punishment for that? Big Brother tells you to do something and you don't do it properly. There should be a punishment. Honest to God, man, Big Brother UK is soft as fuck. On top of that, Marcello was cooking a chicken. Now, I don't really know the timeline here, right, but for what I can figure out, Emma had the chicken in the oven and then they were told to take all the food away. And then I think it was like the next day that Marcello continued to cook the chicken. Surely to God, you can't do that with a chicken. Now, I'm not a chef, right, but it doesn't seem safe. So, when Sarah came in, she's like, oh, there's a chicken in the oven. Like, she didn't know that Marcello put it in. And then he was just being a pure dick, and he's like, why are you shouting it? Why are you shouting it? Big Brother's going to know. Big Brother sees everything. So they were told to take the chicken to the diary room, and when Izaz went to grab it, Marcello went and took a bite of the chicken, and he was so obvious about it. He just walked around the fucking table and then ate a bite of the chicken. Big Brother tells you to do something, you do it. He should have been punished for that. He's already up for nomination, so I don't know what punishment he could have had. But it's the fact that they keep on doing these things, they don't do anything that Big Brother tells them, and it's pathetic. So he was being an absolute dick to Sarah because she came in talking about the chicken, and for whatever reason he thought Big Brother wasn't going to notice. And then he says to her, just because you're a vegan, and she says, I'm a vegetarian, and he says, your pH is probably off. And I was like, what kind of thing is that to say? It's so vulgar, right? He's already says to her that she smells like periods and tea bags, and now he's talking about her pH. But if anybody's going to know about women whose pH is off, it's him, because any woman who's willingly slept with him and done it for free, their pH isn't only going to be off, they're going to be absolutely hoaching with chlamydia and syphilis, because they must be desperate to go with that. Emma seems to be going around everybody and telling them what she thinks of Ali, but the only person that she's not speaking to is Ali. I kind of get where she's coming from, because she doesn't just want to argue with her and like kind of bully her for the sake of it. She's saying that she's on the boys' side now. And I do genuinely think that if Ali came up to her and says, what's your thoughts? Like, do you think that I was wrong to put them up, or what do you think? I think that she would tell her, and sometimes it is better to take a back seat. That's not really my approach. But I suppose in tonight's episode, Ali did look as if she was being bullied a little bit, to be honest with you. Even I thought so. Like, when she walked away and they were in the hot tub and they were all kind of laughing at her, I thought, do you know what? That's not very nice. I mean, I know she's a complete bitch, right? But still. So yesterday I wrongfully called Ali a shitebag, but tonight I'm not wrong when I say Shagen is an absolute fucking shitebag. He's like, oh, do you want to go for a chat? And anybody else would have thought he'd have says, look, I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. Maybe it was a bit harsh, even though it absolutely wasn't. You know what I'm like, I'd be calling her all the cunts and everything under the sun. They'd be bleating me out like nobody's business. But he actually took it to the side and he was like, oh, it was a joke. Was it? What was a joke about it? Why is he lying to her face? And she was like, oh, it's fine. I'm not saying I took it as a joke, but I thought it was funny. Like, for one, it wasn't offensive, right? People have said way worse than that to me to my face. You don't see me greeting about it. But the fact that he was trying to make out as if, oh, it's not a big deal, it's fine, it was just a joke. Like, fucking man up, Shagen. Do you know what I mean? If you don't like her, she already knows that you want her out the house. Why not just say to her, I said it, and do you know what? I actually wasn't harsh enough. I think you're a complete cunt. As some of you may remember, when Nathan first went into the house, I was like, get him out. I refuse to support a Scottish Tory voter, right? Because it just doesn't make sense. As time's gone on, I actually really like Nathan. And I think that his relationship with Baked Potato is real as well. I think that the two of them are just socially awkward. But the thing that I didn't really like that much is he's always looking at the board and saying this person's a game player, that person's a game player, that person's fake. At least he's open about what he's thinking, right? And he seems to be being honest about it. But just for like what we're seeing, it looks as if he's really friendly with Lily. But he's kind of like talking about her behind her back now. And also Ali, actually. He was friends with both of them. But I suppose his mind is changing about them, like mine's is changing about him. I don't want him to win, right, because I would never vote for a Scottish Tory voter. However, I do think that he's a genuine guy. I've got about a minute left of this video, so here is my appeal. As we know, Marcello is a skis bag, but I really don't want him to be voted out this week because Ali wants him gone, and I want to see her face when Marcello and Khaled stay, because her and Dean have got it in for them, and I just want to see the two of them being absolutely raging. Izaz isn't interested. He doesn't want to be friends with MD. He's not interested in taking part in anything. He wants to go home with his son. If he wants to go and have naps on his own and not get involved, let him fucking go home. He's wasting everybody's time. But let me know what you thought of tonight's episode, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye!